What an honor to be here today. Good morning. I'm Cohen from Uruguay, a small country with 3.5 million people, half of which live in the capital, Montevideo. You may have heard about our beautiful beaches, our delicious barbecues, and our famous soccer players. Although we see ourselves as very conservative, Uruguay historically has been able to pass very important laws to promote social service, as voting, education, and health for all. More recently, Uruguay implemented the MIT's project, One Laptop per Child. That allowed us not only to have one laptop for 100% of our children, but also internet availability in all the corners of the country. That helped to democratize education and to reduce the gap between urban and rural areas. So Uruguay, as you can see, has been the perfect lab to apply social changes. And that was recognized by The Economist in 2013 when they chose Uruguay as the country of the year. Many years ago, in 1987, I was invited as a young gastroenterologist and ultrasonographist to go to help some colleagues who were general practitioners who moved from the capital to a small city located in the middle of the country with only 5,000 people to collaborate with them in doing ultrasound. They were real champions. They were young, idealistic doctors who chose a path and followed it with coherence. Immediately after we began to work in ultrasound, we realized there was a high prevalence of hidatidosis, a parasitic disease that affects humans and is carried by sheep and dogs. So we decided to begin to teach all those general practitioners how to do ultrasound to screening the people living in rural areas and in small towns to diagnose the disease. Many years later, in early 2011, a colleague of mine told me, "Henry, I met somebody you have to know. He is also a gastroenterologist, and he's directing an amazing project." 1 month later, we met in person in Chicago. This meeting with Sanjeev Arora was one of the most inspiring meetings I ever had. Coming back to Uruguay and trying to implement ECHO in Uruguay, I realized that in a way, I had been practicing ECHO 24 years earlier when I tried to teach the general practitioners to do ultrasound and to help the patients who live in rural areas to cure themselves. Then we tried to adapt ECHO in Uruguay, and at the very beginning, it was not easy. As in many other activities in life, it took an outside leader. And ours was the American ambassador to Uruguay, who learned about ECHO, invited Sanjeev to come to Uruguay, and also arranged very important meetings with all the health authorities in the country, and a very special and notable one with President Mujica, as you can see here in this picture. President Mujica heard Sanjeev and I and Erica for half an hour. He did some questions. Then he said, "This is good. Let's go ahead." He stood up, he hugged us, and he murmured, "You are my brothers." After that, everything went faster. Sanjeev convinced me to begin not only with hepatitis C, but also with HIV, and in the next month, we could launch in Uruguay autism, adult palliative care, anemias, heart failure, cervical cancer with the help of the MD Anderson, and just 1 month ago, pediatrics palliative care, the first one in the world with this topic, and last week we launched another clinic in autoimmune disease. We hope that in a couple of months we will begin with oncology and very special echo clinics for policemen and also for people in prison. In the same way by which we can share knowledge between echo clinics, we can share knowledge among echo institutes, and importantly, across borders. The American ambassador introduced me to the British representative in Uruguay, who immediately agreed to invite Max Watson, a world champion in palliative care, to Uruguay. Max had been working with our specialists for a whole week, going to all the corners of the country. Max's presence in Uruguay was very important to the successful kickoff of Uruguay, of ECHO in Uruguay. So, Uruguay just now has launched 9 ECHO clinics in the 19 provinces in only 18 months. Last month, in February, I had the chance to meet with the new president. President Tabaré Vázquez used to be professor of oncology at the same university where we work and where we develop ECHO. President Vázquez heard about ECHO, he liked the project very much, and he declared it as of national interest. And also, he committed to strengthen the relationship between the national public health system and our movement. Today, as you can see, we already engaged more than 900 people in the 19 provinces of the country. And I say with the big pride that today here we have 13 people from the staff and professors from ECHO Uruguay. Please stand up. Who not only attend this meeting, but will stay here for further training. And we will soon become a super hub. To grow in other countries, reach in other countries, especially in Latin America, is a big goal for ECHO Uruguay. And here again, we needed another champion. And this one was our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Rodolfo Novoa, who was instrumental in building relationships with the other countries in Latin America. Today, ECHO is a reality, not only in Uruguay, but also in Argentina. We have a representative from this country here, and also in Brazil. And hopefully, we will begin to practice ECHO in Ecuador and Peru very soon. While all that is happening, we are also having conversations with colleagues and health authorities in Panama, in Dominican Republic, Mexico, Chile, and also outside Latin America, in Spain, Portugal, in Australia. Also, we have somebody here from Australia, and even in Cameroon. And that will help to accomplish Sanjeev's Aurora dream, that also became our dream, to benefit 1 billion people with ECHO by 2025. And that is how ECHO works, putting people together, tapping on the best skills, and counting with invaluable help of the real champions, the people who work at the community level for the sake of this revolution. That is how, once again, Uruguay, the smallest country in South America, became a huge social lab in which we could apply the Project ECHO for the first time at a national level with the support of the ECHO Institute here in Albuquerque, and many leaders in Uruguay and in other countries. And we commit to continue growing in our country and beyond. Thank you very much for your attention.